What would it take for our country to ensure access to democracy, not by chance, but by design? Before I engage in this conversation around this question, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Erwin Garcia, and I was born and raised in Colombia. I came to the United States just 25 years ago with no English and $200, aspiring to achieve the American dream by acquiring a doctoral degree. I started my career as a teacher in Texas. Later, I became an assistant principal, principal supervisor, area superintendent, and now superintendent of the largest district in the state of Montana. Throughout my career, I have been inspired to create better conditions for students, especially students of color in impoverished schools. Billings Public Schools, the district I currently serve, confronts challenges related to achievement gaps, lack of funding, safety concerns, and decaying facilities, among other issues that many districts across the nation face. As a practitioner and as part of my research, I have seen that children in poverty receive the short end of the stick when it comes to language exposure, limited experiences, and low academic achievement. What does equal access to democracy mean when a third grade child reads at a kindergarten level? Just think about it for a second. According to the National Literacy Institute, 33% of US students cannot read at a basic level. That's one of every 3 students. In Billings, that percentage is about 50%. A child unable to read on grade level by the end of 3rd grade is estimated to be 4 times more likely to drop out of school by the time they reach middle and high school. The National Center of Educational Statistics reports that nearly 2.1 million students dropped out of schools in 2022. According to the Silent Epidemic Perspectives of High School Dropouts published by Civic Enterprises, dropouts are 4 times more likely to commit a crime than high school students who remain in school. Let me ask you this question. What is democracy through the lens of someone who struggled to read on grade level and later drop out? What is life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness through the lens of someone who has no college or career opportunity? The reality is such that according to Double Jeopardy published by NEKC Foundation, students not reading on grade level by the end of 3rd grade in the context of poverty are 6 times more likely to drop out. This number increases exponentially if the struggling reader in poverty is also a student of color. According to statistics, that's 8 times. Thomas Jefferson once said, "A democratic society depends upon an informed and educated citizenry." In other words, the quality of education we provide as a nation is crucial to the health of our democracy. So how can we increase access to democracy? By focusing on education. Well, I don't claim that I have a magic bullet to solve all of educational issues, but still I can offer examples of how we've made some gains in reading and better understand our challenges that our students are facing. First, I suggest engaging educators in our school community to define the elements of effective early literacy practices. In our district, I gather instructional coaches and highly effective teachers to design our literacy framework based on the science of reading. And we established a teacher task force. Our initial goal was to unpack and apply the research within our context. In just 1 year, that's the time that I have served this community, we saw a 5.6% increase in the percentage of kinder through 5th grade students reading at grade level. thanks to our focus on coaching, maximizing instructional time, and aligning standards with classroom tasks. The Teacher Task Force provided valuable recommendations to the district, highlighting the need for increased coaching, modeling, and professional development for veteran and new teachers. Increasing the percentage of students reading on grade level ensures they can access and comprehend books. They can comprehend text. They can think at a different level. They are enabled to engage in meaningful and engagement activities with their peers at the appropriate grade level. But another thing that we did that I think has been very powerful in our community is the intentional design for student success, understanding that that process begins at home. So we opened the Family-Friendly School Program in Billings Public Schools. And that program has strategically re-engaged the community to make families strategic partners in education. This program aimed to build relationships and provide families with the necessary information to support their children at home more effectively. In April of this year, the Education Trust said that students are more likely to succeed academically when families are engaged in their children's academic growth and development. Our district recognizes the importance of early interventions for students living in poverty. We have established now the Kinder Ready program to bridge the linguistic gap and ensure children are prepared to succeed in our schools. These actions define democracy by providing equal opportunities, increasing student readiness, boosting graduation rates, and reducing dropouts, hence reducing crime. How does democracy appear when viewed through the lens of poverty versus wealth and abundance? As an immigrant myself, who faced numerous challenges, I often had to choose between buying a burger or filling up my gas tank. Today, I stand here as a product of the American dream. On the brink of my educational career, I must admit that education has been the catalyst for my success and the success I envision for the future generation of Americans. My third suggestion is to dig deeper into the data and take action. When I noticed a sudden wave of criminal acts in our Billings community and saw the perpetrators' age, we launched a community campaign to educate the public about the relationship between crime and school dropouts. Law enforcement confirmed a link between crime and our former students, with alarming trends in the age group, the severity of crimes, the frequency of youth incarceration. As we delve deeper, we realized that many children drop out as they transition from elementary to middle school, often falling through the cracks, because most systems nationwide primarily track high school students. Don't be mistaken. Examine the data, count, and take action. In the fall of 2023, we lost 100 middle and high school students in our district, prompting us to launch Project Engage. We invited all of those 100 kids to lunch, to meet with them, and to seek to understand their reasons, their perspectives. 30 of those kids showed up, and some of those kids were actually able to get back to school. Through empathy interviews, we confirmed that the research was right. Their school issues started in elementary school due to difficulties in reading and basic math. These challenges soon led to negative perceptions of school, lack of interest, and attendance problems. We failed them. As a community, we failed to ensure their access to a future where they could enjoy the blessings of democracy. As agents of change, I invite you to focus heavily in ensuring that our students have access to quality education early in their careers. This is how we can intentionally and collectively design and facilitate their access to democracy. The future of our country and our democracy depends on the level of education and the quality of our current and future generation of citizens. Thank you.